Other interesting business news, you have Nissan profits at a 15-year low, which is not good for the company or the dealerships that attempt to sell their products for all 18 people who prefer to buy them. I'm only partially kidding. If I won the lottery, yeah, I'd have at least one Nissan. And obviously, well, R34 GT4, yeah, the vintage GTR. I should clarify, a new Nissan. I get a 400Z. That seems like a fun car. It has a stick shift, which is very rare these days, so I appreciate for them doing that. It's got a nice, twin turbo V6. That seems like a fun car. I'd get a 400Z. But unfortunately, life doesn't work like that. I played the lottery before. In many ways, I've never won. Spoiler alert. So I don't think I'm getting a 400Z anytime soon. Even if my tech company were to grow exponentially overnight, no, yeah, I'd have to have a stupid amount of money to actually buy a 400Z. But don't get me wrong, it'd be a fun thing. But nevertheless, yeah, when I think of first cars I want to buy or cars I want to buy, they never come to the forefront. And it's actually just too surprising that, again, if you click that subscribe button, it may assist with my speaking aptitudes. I have a theory. When I first started the show, I had 0 subscribers, and believe it or not, spoke even worse. Spoke very fast, yes, faster than now, stuttered a lot, stumbled over my words, mispronounced darn near everything. But as I gained slowly but surely more subscribers, my speaking has become more articulate. I know some might argue it's just a modicum of improvement. However, an improvement nevertheless, I believe. So if you can do me a favor and click that button, I would greatly appreciate it, especially if you're watching on rumble.com. Now, let me go ahead and pull up the article from The Drive, appropriately named website. This is an article by Nico. Say, quote, Nissan dealers are suffering as profits tank to a 15-year low. The combination of aging models and lack of hybrids has left Nissan in the back foot compared to its rivals. And there you can see the new logo, or newer logo, actually looks pretty good. A little more angular, a little more slim compared to the old, thick Ultima logo, which BAA Energy is a fascinating, hilarious page on the Facebook if you're ever on it. And there is a, I guess we'll suffer through this together. You'll have to see that picture. Are there any bad pictures on this article? Oh, disgusting. Disgusting. Oh, terrible. So and again, I guess they're just all Nissan SUVs. One looks moderately sporty, comes with a cool yellow. But apologies, this part of the show is especially painful on the eyes. Now, without too much further ado, this is great. It's probably a good time to not a good time to be selling Nissans. According to Automotive News, Nissan's profitability for the first half of 2024 was its lowest in 15 years as customers flock to competing brands. Nissan loses market share. 38% of dealers in the United States are in the red, which, yeah, that's pretty bad. Lose money as a dealership. And again, statistically speaking, they make a lot of their money from services and everything. I was about to say oil changes. Man, believe it or not, those are more of a loss leader to get you in the door so you fix other things with the vehicle. But yeah, to lose money as a dealership, that's not good. And that's, yeah, that's going to, because a lot of these dealerships, a lot of them are owned by businesses as well as families that own multiple dealerships. As soon as word gets out and more of them are starting to lose money, they're just going to cut that brand because many dealerships these days, a family doesn't own a single brand, they own multiple. So again, if one's starting to lose money for too long and there's not demand, they're just going to call up Nissan and cancel that franchise agreement or say they're not going to renew the terms if they say coming up for renewal. They say that, quote, dealers are struggling more than they have in a long time, and they say we need volume and we need volume fast, which, again, also not Nissan's fault. There is also a record high, ridiculously, comically high rates of interest for automotive vehicles, land houses. And again, when you're buying a vehicle, most people, it's a luxury. You don't need to buy a new one every couple of years. The best ROI is going to be buy one and run into the ground, which is why I buy, Honda Civic Si. I love that thing. It's got stick shift, as all cars should have. But yeah, let's just say right now in this economy, unprecedented economical and political uncertainty, I don't know anyone who's buying a car right now, yet alone a Nissan, unless heaven forbid they're actually in an accident and they're in a situation where you need a car. Even then, personally, my 3 cents, I'd say buy used, but I partially digress. Say that, quote, according to 5 dealerships interviewed by Auto News, who chose to remain anonymous, the volume Nissan needs is going to Honda, Toyota, and Hyundai dealerships instead. Yep, because again, those are way better values for the money. I mean, if you look at the most reliable vehicles, every time a third party does test, it's always a gas engine, and it's always a Toyota or a Honda. Although, fun business fact, the car with the most miles in history is a vintage Volvo from, I believe, the 60s. But again, aside from that outlier, and then Hyundai, I don't know if I can't believe I account for 1% of Hyundai's marketing spend because every advertisement I see on a streaming platform is Hyundai. I have friends, and I like the brand. They've come a long way in 10 years. They're great. But Hyundai, I'm not your kind of guy. They do have a couple fun stick shifts, but not for me. Again, for the lottery, I'd probably get, is it the last generation Elantra N, whatever, but that's some fun stuff. But again, I'm not your target customer, Hyundai. You know, I say your name a lot, and I give you accolades, which is probably why I give you ads. But yeah, it's not surprising the consumers definitely going to those other brands, which, again, they may cost a little bit more. The only big value that I ever hear about Nissan, which is true, is their credit department. If you have a Pulse or even half a Pulse, you're gonna get some credit from Nissan Credit. They're gonna make sure you get that Altima and drive it dangerously. So that's kind of been the saving grace of that company. They would push those units out like no tomorrow. If you were just even just 1 beat per minute heart, you'd get a loan from them. Now they say, quote, and without new car sales, every other part of the dealership is about hers. If you're not selling enough new cars, not generating enough trade-ins, which feed profit centers such as finance, service, and parts, which also for the dealerships, usually used vehicles, historically speaking, are more profitable than new vehicles. They say that Nissan's franchise average net profit reportedly ranked 70% over the first half of 2024 compared to the same time period last year. And they say, quote, if you look at Nissan's model portfolio, it's not too difficult to see why consumers are flocking to other brands. Most of the models in popular segments, such as mid-size crossovers and affordable sedans, are getting a bit old compared to the competitors. Compared to the Nissan, talking about the Nissan Murano, the Altima, I mean, I guess I really don't think it's a specific model issue. If you have a good brand, you have a good model, and you just refresh it every couple of years, consumers don't mind. If anything, they kind of like that. One of the best cases in point, the best-selling car in history, bar none, even more than the Ford Model T, the Toyota Corolla. And yes, they do refresh it, they give new body panels, they do upgrades throughout the years, but no one's complaining saying, I don't like that name, or I don't like the look of that, because they didn't change it enough. They changed it a little bit, but again, the most best-selling car in the world has been around for decades. So I don't think it's an issue of, oh yeah, no one likes the Altima anymore. For some people, maybe it just needs to be more reliable, not have a crappy CVT transmission that breaks as if it's made out of a Fabergé egg. So, I don't know about that. It'll be interesting to see what happens to Nissan. Go to the comments. Half of the people in the comments on this article all saying about the Nissan CVT issues. The CVT transmission, also known as trash, continual variable transmission. Fun fact, it's not an issue if you have a stick shift and you're shifting it yourself. You have 3 pedals, so it's all cars should have by default. But yeah, that destroyed Nissan's brand reputation for decades. I mean, it's been above a joke for so many car interactions I've had with people. It's just, to me, that's what really killed the reliability brand or the semblance of reliability of Nissan as a brand. In terms of reliability, you're not going to get much argument in terms of most consensus. Again, everyone has recalls, but most people say Toyota's most reliable, Honda's really reliable, Nissan, they're almost in the same league as Mitsubishi. It's like, I don't know about that. And now, what could Nissan do to turn this around? Well, they do need to make more hybrids. Put a hybrid drivetrain in some of the current vehicles. I don't like them, but that's what one of the current fastest growing segments of the automotive market in North America is. People are looking at hybrids. Also, a good, will it be good in a couple of months if Nissan comes out with something? Do they need to dramatically change everything? I mean, again, not financial advice. I wouldn't buy into their stock anytime soon. Let's just say that much for Nissan. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, giving me a thumbs up or thumbs down or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.